Yeah, I mean, when it comes to operations and operators, so I attended a couple of like ops meetup, like
Hmm?
operators are meeting, which is why it is called ops meetup, in various places, like maybe a few hours or 1 or 2 day sessions where operators are in one room. And my biggest takeaway is that I think that it's mostly a therapy session for operators, because being in operations is just one of the most thankless things that you could possibly do for a salary.
That's right.
And like that group therapy kind of still actually works. And sometimes you still get ideas in terms of what other people are doing, how they are working around something. There's still something coming out of those sessions that is digestible by developers, that someone
Hmm?
from a vendor company could listen to, whether they're solving that in the open source community or somewhere in a bit more proprietary way. I don't have a say about that. I still kind of find it really valuable how you can extract information that otherwise would be hidden and
Yeah.
would go through support tickets. And it's really not the same experience to complain through support tickets versus sitting in the room with people, with mostly operators, but a few developers as well. I think most cases we either had people who were both kind of and going towards DevOps and working a little bit on code and more on the ops side still. Or we also did have a few contributors who were developers and they were not participating in operations
Yeah.
in their companies, or if they were an individual contributor then in that setting. So we still did have some connection, and the information going through, like people actually sharing the experience of what it feels like and what it takes to operate the software that the developers are working on. I think that just in itself is super valuable.
Yeah.
Although I know that it's hard to show how it is valuable on like a great extent. Like this is how the community and the software as a whole
It's
got better. You can't always really say that.
you,
However,
you
what's
can't.
your experience?
There's stories that come to mind from what you're talking about. Because I was at an op summit in New York, and years and years ago, and we were in a big conference room, and people were complaining, and they were like they kept bringing up issues, and sort of the end of every issue was like, and MSMQ is broken. MSMQ is the message bus that hooks together all the OpenStack components. And like we got to like the sixth issue, and people like MSMQ is a piece of junk. We should get rid of it. And well, I think it was the developer who sat back. He's like, I don't think it's MSMQ that's the problem. It's just the thing where the problem shows up. And all the ops goes, oh, okay. And so, right, and we see this like with the work we do all the time, sort of like we're a platform that connects all a bunch of stuff together, and we expose issues all the time. This is a problem with Crowbar too. And so you blame the tools, like your tool's broken. It's like, no, our tool's telling you that something else is broken, not the thing. And that was that. So there's an interesting argument here of what's going on with MSMQ. I think there was actually a result from that where they improved the logging so that it was easier to trace back messages that were failing in MSMQ to the source of what the break was. And so something good came out of that.